Ridgway's Learning for Life Video Lessons Jam 2020. This is part 2 of the Puncheon floor for Bluegrass Banjo. And we have a lot to talk about in this lesson. But before we start, I want to thank my patrons for making these lessons possible. These lessons are basically an online library. If you go to YouTube, you go to my page, Brett Ridgway, Learning for Life, go to Playlists, go to Bluegrass Banjo. You see a playlist there, and you're going to see a whole lot of free lessons that you can use at your leisure, that you can learn at your speed and take your time, and it's all absolutely free. They are there for you like a library, but only because there are those who are supporting me and we'll say that library that you have access to. And the only way to keep that library on there, to keep the lessons coming, is through the help of those who are giving back and those who are supporting through Patreon. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate their help. Entry level to join Patreon is $5 a month, which is very reasonable when you consider what you're getting for this. Now, even if you don't pay a penny, you're still getting the lessons. The question is, how long will the lessons last? How long will we have this? And a lot of times we don't appreciate something till it's gone. And I certainly don't want that to happen. I've been there myself with that. So I want to thank my patrons for making these lessons possible, and anyone who would consider becoming a patron. So we're going to get started on the tune. In part A of the Puncheon floor, we only have 2 chords, which is a D and a G. We actually start in G. We're in G tuning. We start in G, and we're going to use this position. Now, hopefully you know your F chord. Let's get you there. Make a D7. Put your ring finger down on the 1st string, 3rd fret, and your ring finger down on the 4th string, 3rd fret. Now, here's the thing with that. That's not how I would lay it. I would start with my pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Then I would put my pointer on the 2nd string, 1st fret, my middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then my ring finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret, and just let that lay down. We've talked about that before. The reason I showed you the first way is because it's easy to show you starting with a D7. But when you're making that chord, if you put the pinky down first, let the other ones fall into place much easier. So that's an F chord. When you slide it up, you have an F sharp. When you slide up, you have a G. And that's where we're starting with that G. So this is actually called an F position on the 3rd fret. The other chord we're going to make is a D. Now, to make a D chord, slide that F position back. So now you're covering the frets of 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and switch these top 2 fingers. Keep the ring finger, middle finger in place. Now your pointer finger is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and your middle finger is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. That's a D chord. It is harder. So one thing you want to do is practice going from G to D, G to D, and we've done this in previous lessons. So in the tune, you're gonna play it this way. You're G, 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 D, and you can see that there. I posted it up there. G, 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 D, G. So let's play the tune from the beginning. I'm slowing it down so that you have time to make these chord changes. And if you realize you only have the G and the D, it's a whole lot easier. And when you realize kind of where they're at, which is sort of at the end of each phrase. So let's get started and play part A of the Puncheon floor using the backup chords. One more thing before we do this. If you look at the right hand, we are going to do what is called vamping. And you're going to actually be looking at both hands. But what I'm going to play is the 4th string. And then I'm going to pick up on the first 2 strings with the index and middle. So, sorry. But what you're going to do with the left hand is when you play that 4th string, you're going to hold your chord and then release the pressure. You're not letting it ring. You're not taking your finger off. You're just releasing the pressure. You do that for the rest of it. Now, the reason you do that is because in bluegrass, especially when you have the resonator, the banjo tends to ring louder and it overpowers the other instruments and it tends to get muddy. You could do different patterns. You can play 4 pinch, 4 pinch. You could play 4 pinch, pinch, 4 pinch, pinch, 4 pinch. You could play 4 pinch, 3 to 1, 4 pinch, 3 to 1. For the sake of learning this, we're just going to be doing 4 pinch, 4 pinch. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to do this nice and slow. We're going to do part A of the Puncheon floor. And we've got the chords up there so that you can follow along if you need them. But I'd really rather you listen and see if you can hear the chord changes. You're going to have an 8-beat count in. And here we go. Switch to D, G, G, D, G. Starts again. G, 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 D, G, 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 G. G. Let's do it one more time. Three, 4, G, 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 D, G, 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 D, G. G, that's all G. G, 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 D, G. G, G, here we go, G, D, G. So practice part A, make sure you get that down. Part B, we're going to be switching between just 2 chords again, this time D and A. A, you're just barring across the second strings. So it's actually a little bit harder chord change to do to get back up to that D again. And again, it's going to be easy. Now, if you remember in part B where it goes, or we're going to be making chord changes for every one of those. Chord change, chord change, chord change. So what we're going to be doing is playing Ds. You're going to play 3 Ds. D, 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 A, D, A, D, A. Then you play 3 Ds again. D, D, A, D, A, D, A. And it actually, I did that wrong. It's going to end on D, but that's not going to matter. What I want you to do right now is get comfortable with going back between the D's and the A's. All right, another option for that, if you wanted, if you hold your F position all the way here, you could go, here's your if you're on the 12th fret, All right, so you should have markers here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And actually, you should be on the 10th fret. That's your D. And this is your A. Because you have F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and then A. So that is another way to do it, and it's actually a little bit easier to do it that way rather than... So you can do that, or you could go... So let's start on part B. We're going to go through this. And you're going to still have an 8-beat count in, but it's going to be the second part, or the last part of part A. All right, so let's give this a shot. Starts again, D, 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 A, D, A, D, A, D, 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 A, D, A, D, D. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. D, 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 A, D, A, D. So what we're going to do is go back to the beginning, and we're going to play the song all the way through 3 times, just playing the backup. So you might want to stop, practice this, try to memorize it. I'm going to put the chords up there the first 2 times and take it down the 3rd time. I'll probably call out some chord names to help you, but just see what you can do with this. See how you can make this work. Choose whichever one you want to go to as far as your chord positions. And good luck with this. And next week we're going to be doing a slow jam, putting both together and giving you some more embellishment for the melody. So here we go. Back to G. G, G, D, G, back to D, G. Missed the D there, but you keep going. I missed it. G, D, G. If you notice, it didn't matter a whole lot. And it goes the beginning. I missed the D again. All right, now I missed that D. One reason that can work is because the G and the D share certain chords, share certain notes. But that's not even the important thing. Is when you're in a jam, you can't fix it. It takes, there's other people playing. This is not necessarily about perfection. You keep the time, you get the chords. It's gonna work. All right. So if you mess up, don't beat yourself up. I just messed up there twice. You just keep going on. You just keep playing through it. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I hope it's helped. And it's going to take a lot of practice for some of you. Just keep working with it. You will get it. And we will see you on our next lesson. Thank you again, patrons. Thank you all. God bless.